Hello, Bowl Goal Crushers. I'm super excited today because I've invited my mentor, Amy Porterfield, to jump on here and talk about her new masterclass coming up. So, without further ado, I'll turn it over to Amy and I hope you jump into the masterclass. The link is in the bio. So, please check that out and use my link because I have something special in store for you when you do. I look forward to seeing you on the masterclass. Amy, take it away.
Hey there. Thanks so much for having me. So, as you mentioned, I've spent the last 14 years creating and selling digital courses, which is now the number one revenue generator in my $87 million online business, which feels bananas for me to even say. But I've had the privilege of helping more than 50,000 students create and launch digital courses to grow their businesses. And I'm going to share a lot in this episode about digital courses, who makes them, who's successful with them, what they teach, what they charge, and so much more. But if I could sum it all up in one statement, I believe to my core that a digital course is the single most powerful and strategic way to make an impact in the world while growing your income and freedom to life changing levels. But with all of my experience working with course creators, literally tens of thousands of them, I can tell you that there's one thing that stops people from getting started and seeing real, genuine success. Something I highly suspect that many people listening right now can relate to. And that is the dreaded O word. Overwhelm of not knowing where to start, overwhelm of not knowing what to teach, and especially the overwhelm that they're not enough. I'm not expert enough. I'm not unique enough. I'm not prepared enough. The list goes on and on. And if you've even been a little curious to know whether or not you could create a digital course, but you have some or maybe a lot of these fears that are stopping you, stay with me. If you're okay with it, I want to jump right into this first idea. I'm so overwhelmed by all the things, I don't even know where to start. This one comes up a lot. This is like quicksand in the jungle for every entrepreneur, a looming mountain of tasks between you and that vision. That feeling will suck you right in and make sure you go nowhere. So here's where I want to encourage anyone listening. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to commit for yourself and for your business to take the best next step. So I'm going to share a few examples of what it looks like to take that next best step, one step at a time, in just a second. But again, I want to say it one more time. I believe to my core that a digital course is the single most powerful and strategic way to make an impact in the world and grow your income without locking yourself into trading time for money. So please don't let the fear of not knowing where to start or what next step to take be the thing that stops you. So I wanted to tell you about my student, Corinne Gearhart. Corinne owned a dog walking and pet sitting company. So you can guess that holidays and weekends were her busy times. She was never able to take a family vacation and missed every holiday. So through her business, she started earning a reputation as the doodle expert, which is near and dear to my heart because my dog Scout is a Labradoodle. So she wondered if she could leverage this expertise to help solve her scalability and flexibility issue in her business. But she didn't know exactly how to get started. So despite all of her fears and doubts, she took her next best step and started the Doodle Pro podcast, and it took off. Now, before long, she sold her dog walking business and went all in on doodles. And then she launched her doodle specific course. And the result, $14,000 on her very first online launch. Plus, she made an additional $9,500 from a membership that she offered with her course launch. So Corinne wrote me soon after and she said, the money win is great, but the best part for me is that I got my life back. Okay, this is the stuff I live for, by the way. So here's another one if you're feeling stressed already because the process itself feels like way too much. So if you're feeling stressed, even thinking about creating a digital course, my student Rhea struggled with acne at a young age, and she wanted to help people who faced her same struggles. So she became an esthetician. And she started a brick and mortar business at 23 in a tiny room with zero clients. So here she is. She has her esthetician license. She's 23 years old, which feels like such a baby. She rents this tiny little room and she has zero clients. However, she quickly experienced success and she grew both her team and her business to much of her surprise. Like she's really good at building her business. And then she heard about digital courses and immediately saw an opportunity to help struggling and burned out estheticians build successful businesses just like hers. Now, she didn't know where to start, so she enrolled in my program and she created the 6-figure beauty business blueprint. So she used my program as her framework. She had no idea how to do it on her own, and she created this course. Now, she showed up every day on Instagram and promoted her course. The result 105 signups. She made $105,000 before the course was made. This is a model I teach to all my students that you don't have to first make the course and then hope it sells. You can put the idea of the course together, you launch it, get your first 10 clients. She went on to get 105 clients, and then you create the course. That way, you'll never create a course that won't make you money. It's a whole system that I teach in my program. Now, I followed up with Rhea, and she told me making online courses doesn't have to be hard. It can be easy, she said, and you can tailor the strategy how you'd like it. Now, I wish someone told me that earlier because I literally always thought before I did it that creating courses was really, really hard. And so I stalled, I didn't start, I was overwhelmed just thinking about it. But I love what Rhea said. It can be easy. Now, what's so interesting about her is that she didn't follow every single thing I taught in the course. She actually didn't even do webinars on her first launch. She only used Instagram, but she took the strategies I taught and made them her own. And I love a rule breaker. Let my framework guide you, but do what feels best for you, where you're going to shine. So many of my students do this with great success. Now, what if you feel overwhelmed because you don't know what to teach? That's a whole different topic. What if you don't know what to teach? You're afraid to put all of this time and energy into creating a course without knowing if people will actually buy it. I get that. And stay with me here because I have a really great resource that I want to share with you that is going to help you with this one issue here. But in the meantime, I want you to meet Belle Mills. So she's one of my students. And after spending almost 8 years at home with her kids, she decided to take an art class at her local university. And she started creating handmade books using salvage papers. Very random, right? One of her teachers asked her to take over one of her classes at a local studio, and she started teaching in person and virtual workshops. Then she eventually wanted to find a way to avoid teaching the same class over and allow her hands the opportunity to rest. Because anyone that works with their hands, they know that's only going to last so long. So she wanted to find an opportunity that would allow her hands to rest, but also she was tired of teaching the same class in person over and over again. So she wondered if she could turn her workshops into pre recorded classes so she could teach a class once and offer it online all the time. But it appeared very few digital course students or creators were artists. I'm sure Belle wondered what if she put all of this time and energy into creating a course and then no one buys? Like, oh my gosh. So she asked herself, is this going to be worth my time and effort? However, she came across a successful fellow artist who was promoting digital courses for her work. And that's what inspired her. She thought, I'm going to take the plunge. I'm going to try a digital course. So she created an introductory class about upcycled bookbinding and offered it at an affordable price so that many people could access it. The result? $6,000 from just the pre-sale of her course. Remember, she hasn't even created it yet. $6,000 with 130 people signing up. This is what she said. That initial success has given me the confidence to continue pursuing my dream of being a successful online course creator. With just the pre-sale, I've already accomplished so much more than I thought was possible for online art classes. It's been life-changing for me, and now I truly believe I can make a sustainable living as an artist. So, seeing other people in the space that you're looking to get into is great validation that there's an audience there. But it can also lead to that last feeling of overwhelm that I want to talk about today, that overwhelm that you're not enough. The question comes up, who am I to be doing this? And then you see other people doing it and you think it's already being done, so there's no room for me. I know many of you see people on your social media feeds who are in the same industry that you dream of being in, doing exactly what you dream of doing. And each time you come across someone like this, that voice inside you says, don't embarrass yourself. There's no room for you. Who the heck are you to be teaching this? What do you know? Ugh, that pesky voice. And I experience it at times too, even 14 years in. I get it, but I really experienced it when I was first starting out. When I transitioned from working in corporate, I was so worked up about what my old coworkers would think about me if I start to put stuff online. Can anyone relate here? Give me a virtual hand up. If they see me post online, if they see me make videos, if they see me selling my courses, are they going to laugh at me? Are they going to be like, who is she to be doing this? Like, she looks like an idiot. Like, I really thought my friends that I used to work with, that I used to work at my 9 to 5 job, would cut me down online. The first thing I want to say is let them. You're likely not even going to know. And everything they think of you or say about you is really how they feel about themselves. Let them. But also, my sweet husband reminded me back in the day, he said, sorry to break it to you, but they're worried about themselves. Most people are just thinking about themselves. They're not watching everything you're doing. And it really helped me. Oh, okay. I think everyone's watching me, thinking about me. And that is absolutely not true. And if they are, let them. If they don't pay the bills, they don't get an opinion. That's my motto. They don't pay the bills, they don't get an opinion. But the thing is, imposter syndrome was a very regular visitor for me in my early days, but I also knew I could help people. I knew I had perspectives that were different from the other voices that existed in my very busy industry. So I just kept showing up. So here's what I want to offer you when that fear starts to creep up for you. You don't need to be an expert to have a successful digital course. You just need to have a 10% edge over your students' knowledge and ability. The 10% edge is something I teach my Digital Course Academy students, and it helps them develop the skills and the confidence to consistently show up when starting out. It's all about understanding that you don't need to be years ahead of those you serve to make an impact. It's instead about leaning into the results you've gotten and choosing to make an impact on those who want to experience the same. Acknowledge your credibility and success. What's something you've accomplished in your business that makes you feel proud? Feel that, like acknowledge that you did that, or even in your personal life. Where have you seen results? Where have you seen success that other people are like, how did you do that? And the thing is, you don't need to have confidence right now. Let's not wait for confidence to start your first digital course. You just need courage. Think of your first day at a new job. You didn't know the systems or the software or even where the coffee was. But 6 months in, you show up, you solve complicated problems, you get the well done from your boss at the meetings. Like it starts to come together. And that's how it will feel with digital courses as well. Now, I want to share one final story with you. Kevin was a middle school vice principal who taught fitness on the side. He wasn't necessarily an expert. His day job was in education, but he just kept showing up. He started an Instagram account with short workout videos for busy dads. And people started asking for online private fitness coaching for his workouts that they could do at home. So then he decided to turn his fitness coaching into a digital course. Now, what Kevin did was lean into that 10% edge that I just talked about, that 10% edge. And even then, his first launch didn't really go as planned, but he fine tuned his content and he relaunched. So Kevin and I have that in common. I made a whopping $267 with my first launch. He wasn't really satisfied with his results either, but we both went out there and tried again. It's okay to take baby steps and fine tune along the way. I always say start simple, give fancy later. And he did. So the result, he has now made over $300,000 and his best month has been over $40,000. He was a vice principal. I'm telling you right now, I bet he looks in the mirror and thinks, I can't even believe that I've been able to do this. Like, I bet he blew his own mind, and I want you to feel that as well. And less than a year after launching his course, he was able to leave his vice principal role and go all in on digital courses. He now stays home to take care of his children and run his business. I believe that everyone has a digital course in them. I hope you've been listening to every single one of these stories, and maybe you're sitting in your work parking lot, or you're making lunch, or you're walking on the treadmill, and you're thinking, hell yes, Amy, I can do this. That's what my hope is by telling you these amazing real life stories. Even if it's a nervous hell yes, and there's some doubt on the periphery, of course, that's normal. I hope you get that a digital course is so doable for you and such a game changer. So before I hop off, I wanted to invite you to a free training that I'm hosting where I'm going to teach you your low stress, start to finish digital course launch in 5 streamlined steps. I'm going to lay out exactly how to build and launch a profitable digital course without a big team, without a big budget, or the constant overwhelm of what the heck do I do next? Now, this live training is going to be highly interactive, meaning lots of questions answered and even ideas workshopped together right there on the spot. And it will help you understand exactly what creating and marketing a digital course takes. So if you worry about the time involved or task overwhelm or what growing an audience looks like or how much money is required or tech, I'm going to break things down so you have a crystal clear understanding of the process. And our buddy, the O word, overwhelm, it's going to be completely removed from the process. I promise that after our training together, you'll have action items spelled out for you so you don't have to second guess what to do next. Because I want you to be the next Corinne or Raya or Belle or Kevin. I want to brag about how you didn't think you could do it, but you took action to learn and it changed everything. Juicy revenue numbers very much included. So, my friend, thank you so much for having me on the podcast. Thank you, all of you, for tuning in. I love being here. And I just love that you let me nerd out on digital courses. And I hope to see you in my free masterclass. If you need it one more time, the link to save your seat for my free digital course training is in the show notes. All right, my friends, bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to the Bold Goal Crusher podcast, where we crush goals and everything that gets in the way. I always love to support my community. I look forward to seeing you crush your goals this year.